of things being posted online that are very out of context and very much untrue, so please do not believe everything that you will read on the internet.
Almost 2 years ago, I made this video where I did a deep dive on DigitalPrincxss, a TikTok influencer with over 2 million followers, in which she was put on blast for doing one of the most irresponsible things you can possibly do as a parent. She made video after video in her defense, trying to defend herself and saying that she didn't really do anything wrong. She made TikTok after TikTok trying to defend herself, and committed the ultimate flex on social media by making a video flexing with a green Lamborghini, which she rented to make her quote-unquote haters angry and upset. Naturally, this increased the hate for her even more. So she's made a series of responses, which are conveniently have been deleted for over a year now.
And to the people that hate me, those videos were for you. I didn't buy a Lamborghini, but I knew that it would make people upset because everything I've done in my life has always been wrong, and I've always been for anything I've done.
But here's the thing, okay? 8 days ago, police body cam footage was finally released of DigitalPrincxss. And oh boy, does it express and showcase a completely different story than what she told the public. DigitalPrincxss gaslit and lied to all of us. Let's see what really happened.
The following footage has never been seen before.
Just leaving the car wash on Metro. Up at that way as well.
Oh, they said they were inside there.
Possible, because that front door is wide open. And they just moved in, so.
I'm out with them. It has an open door. I'll wait for another unit to clear it.
They usually have 3 cars in the driveway, there's 1 right now.
Okay.
The little boy provides his name as they await backup.
The one time I asked him where he lived, he pointed to
You pointed there?
just once.
Okay. I have other officers coming, so if you could just hang on to him for a minute. Just wait by my car, obviously, but because we're going to clear the house to make sure.
There might be someone home.
Right. And these cars are typical for the driveway?
I've seen that car.
You said they just moved in?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Okay, about how long? How far was King?
I didn't see him on the map.
Right. It's possible he came from this house. There's an open door. Just in case somebody's shot inside.
Coming up from behind.
Footage of the interior of the home has been redacted for privacy purposes.
That's a car seat.
But the home is void of any residents.
I keep asking where his mommy and daddy or his sister are at.
Yeah.
He's just playing down the road.
Down the road.
You got very verbal.
Yeah.
He likes Star Wars.
That kiddo has great taste. Star Wars indeed. However, I want to paint you guys a picture, right? Here we have a 3-year-old, just turned 4, who awakes during the night and goes into his mom's bedroom. Maybe he had a bad dream. Maybe he peed the bed. Maybe he got scared. Maybe that kid had a nightmare. And going into his mom's room, where he typically always seems to go because that's where the parent is out of habitual habit, right? There's no parent there. What possibly, where could the mom be? You see, Marissa, DigitalPrincxss, didn't want people to know that she actually did a booty call during the night. I can't even begin to express to you everything that is wrong with this situation and how scary for a kid it must be to not find mommy in her bedroom, wander out of the house, where are you, and hit the streets, literally in a neighborhood, alone.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Special thanks to the brand new sponsor of the channel today, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service, and they have a wide variety of different products and smells to experience. They got the name brands Gucci, Prada, but also very, very unique, niche fragrances that you may have never heard of. With one simple click, one simple flip. No, don't do that. This scent is absolutely amazing. Allow me to show you. This opens up like so. It's this cute little vial. Take a look at that in its raw form. Chris Collins, and oh my gosh, is this wonderful. This particular fragrance smells like pistachios, and it's one of my all-time favorite nuts. You get 3 of these little cards in your little packets, and it has all the little information right on the back for your personal education on what exactly you're spraying on yourself. You can customize and tailor your own fragrance package, have it delivered directly to your door for only $17 a month, but today I'm here to give you a discount. Because right now, if you go to Scentbird and click the link in the description box and use code REPSION at checkout, you're gonna get 55% off your order, which I believe brings it to a total of $7 on your first month of trying out Scentbird. If you want variety, if you want name brands and unique, Scentbird has it. Click the link down below in the description box, check out Scentbird for yourself, use my code at checkout, REPSION, 55% off your order. Thank you so much for Scentbird for sponsoring this video, and start smelling fresh.
You also like Pokemon, saw your room.
Officers are desperate to identify the unsupervised child.
Younger woman, like lost looking, really dark black jet black hair. I don't know if it's his sister or mother, because there's 2 other cars that are usually here, including that one.
So there's usually a total of 3 cars here?
3 cars, including the Pokemon custom car.
Who found the child?
I guess another neighbor. I've seen her around before. I was out walking, and that's how I got involved, because she thought it was one from around here. So she rang her doorbell and woke her dogs up. And I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And that's when I called your dispatch on emergency.
The man explains that while out for a walk, a woman happened to cross the little boy. However, she expressed that due to the widespread COVID infections, she was afraid to get close to the child and asked the man if he could help the little boy.
She was trying to find someone to help her, so that's why I came out. And she went on her walk.
For me, I can't comprehend seeing a little boy walking around in the street and being so scared of COVID, like so terrifyingly paranoid of getting COVID that you let a little kid out on the street completely alone and you're afraid to get close to him, so you ask the other neighbor to take care of the situation. Like,
Probably if I was our supervisor. Yeah.
Okay, so who wants them?
You want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
You want to show me where you think your mom is? Okay.
All right.
A concerned neighbor approaches an officer and inquires as to what's going on.
Everything's fine. Do you happen to know who the kid's parents are? That's the issue. Is found a kid wandering around without his parents.
Oh, wow.
And there's no one there. So we're trying to figure out if anyone knows. Do you have any contact with your neighbors?
They just moved in, probably, I would say a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
So pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty new
recent.
to the community. They moved from Colorado.
Realtor that just sold them a
Yeah,
house.
that's it.
It seems they're finally making some headway.
Hey, do you happen to know the owners of that?
Marissa Cluche. She's a single mom. She's not here. The kid was there.
Yeah.
Police have learned the identity of the homeowner, and it turns out she's actually a celebrity of sorts. Social media influencer Marissa Cloutier, better known as @DigitalPrincxss on TikTok, has amassed over 2 million followers.
You know, I thought I heard something a little while ago. It sounded like a kid that was whining or crying. I came outside. There was nothing, but I didn't.
Yeah, I guess he was just walking around, so they're trying to find. Do you happen to have a phone number for her still?
I do, if you just give me a moment.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great, because anything we'd use to try and get in contact
Yeah,
with
she's
her.
only lived here about less than a month.
I know, so.
Hold on, let me get it.
All right, hold on.
Just moments later, the realtor is able to give Marissa's cell phone number to police.
Yeah.
Do you get her?
Yeah, we got in contact with her. She's on the way. We're just waiting for the kid now.
Okay. It's kind of scary. Little guy running around here, nobody's here. That's real scary.
I shouldn't have to highlight to you guys why this is not acceptable and everything that in the situation that could go wrong, that has gone wrong with many other children that have been left unattended. A kid walks out, a 3-4-year-old, into a street, okay, at night. The kid in a neighborhood gets hit by a car. You know the percentage and the high risk factor of that? Nobody expects a 3-year-old to be walking in the street, right? We don't look for little kids. Maybe there's a bad neighbor who maybe is involved with some wrong people that want to kidnap a child. It takes literally 2 seconds. And this, mind you, this is a 3-4-year-old, right? They're not at the age of like maybe 7, 8, where you can sit down and have that conversation with them so that they can fully comprehend not to take candy from the person in the candy van.
I think he just turned 4 because she said something about a birthday. I knew he was 3. Like I said, I don't know him that well yet.
I appreciate it because trying to find a phone number was.
Yeah, they got. I gave him the number and they got it. That ain't cool.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's gonna do things like that. And unfortunately, especially like around here, like people should be driving cautiously, but you've seen it.
So he did cross the road too. I'm like, oh wow.
The officer thanks the realtor for his assistance and continues the investigation. Shortly thereafter, Marissa returns home, though the footage of her arrival has been redacted. The officer visits the man who originally placed the call to alert authorities of the unaccompanied child in order to obtain a statement from him.
Sometime this evening, maybe 30, 40 minutes ago now. So, and then my daughter came in the room and said there's someone ringing the doorbell, which I thought was strange. In the distance, I saw a lady that looked like there was a small child trailing her. And it looked like she was trying to get away from him.
He explains that he placed the non-emergency call to police at this time. The dispatcher was already aware of the situation. Apparently, the woman who the little boy was trailing had already placed a 911 call, but expressed that she was afraid to get close to the child, as mentioned previously. The man then volunteered to stay with the little boy until police arrived.
Are you familiar with the child? Have you seen him before?
I've never seen him.
Can you describe how like the child, like his demeanor and stuff was? Like was he scared? Crying,
no, he wasn't
happy?
scared. He came right to me. He grabbed my hand.
And not surprisingly, the Good Samaritan has a question for the officer.
Was she apologetic?
Yeah, she was apologetic, but
Giving excuses.
At this point, it's not just like a few minutes, like 10, like that was. She didn't show up a little after 11, and who knows how long he was there by himself before that. It's a significant period of time, especially for a small child like that.
And as if the situation isn't already baffling enough, the story Marissa will provide to officers only makes everything more unbelievable. We return to the scene where Marissa's mother has just arrived.
Hello, Mom. Hi. I'm Sergeant Moreau. You can come. Everything is okay. I'm going to explain to you what's going on. So earlier this evening, we get a phone call. There's a small child in the community unattended. We come out here. We're with the little boy, which was your grandson. Apparently, Mom had stepped away to go and get with friends or meet with friends and left him unattended.
What?
Yes. So this is where we're at. And
he was walking around by himself?
Yes, ma'am.
We just moved here. Literally. The beginning of August. She just bought the house.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
The little boy's grandmother is clearly stunned by what she's just been told.
There's my grandson.
So he's inside. You can just stand by for a minute. And that's why I had called you out here. Do you have your ID with you or anything?
I do.
Okay. So that's why we called you out here, because we're still in the process of investigating everything. But more than likely, she'll be going to jail today. So I just, that leaving a child unattended is a very serious offense.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. So, just stand by with this officer. Will you be able to take your grandbaby? Because I know she had provided me with a number for you, with her cousin, and with an aunt, I believe, that lives here.
My aunt. It's my sister.
Your sister?
Right here. Yeah.
Okay. Is this something that you ladies can do? Because if not, I would have to call the Department of Children and Family.
No, he's coming with me.
Okay. I called you here. That's why,
Thank you.
Okay, just stand by for a minute. Hang tight with Officer Bradford.
I'm shocked that she did that. I can't believe it. Where's her nanny? I don't know where the nanny is.
Does she usually have a nanny?
She has a nanny. Yeah, a full-time nanny. And I can't believe she made that decision. That's so not her.
I really feel for the grandmother. I feel like she's genuine and sincere, and she's shocked, and she does make the point here in regards to the full-time nanny. If you have a full-time nanny, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you have her on call? Your mom is very close by. Why wouldn't you say, hey, I need to go do something. Can you be home while I go do that thing? It's literally that simple. And before anybody uses the own mom's defense as, that's so not her, or Marissa, that's so out of character, Marissa would never do that. It's always bothered me when people say, well, that's out of character for somebody to do, because this is a required act. You have to make the choice, the decision to say, hey, I am going to leave my home for multiple hours and leave my son there alone. Okay, she made that choice. If you want to argue it's not within her character to do such, bullshit. She made the choice. It is within her character because she made that choice and there was semi-consequences to it. People make mistakes, but at what point is a mistake a choice? You have to ask yourself that question. This was a choice, not a mistake, and people need to see that as it is. And I really want to stress this point in the start of my video about the whole Lamborghini, and she made that video with the Lamborghini saying, my charges have been dismissed. This is somebody who mocked and ridiculed people being upset with her because of child neglect. You will never at any point convince me that she is a good person, that she is wholesome, that she has good intentions, because nobody who has done wrong responds in that way to the public by not taking accountability and making a mockery to people who legitimately have grievances of, hey, this is where you messed up. It hits a core of anger in me that she made that video when this all happened almost 2 years ago, mocking me, mocking others, mocking people on TikTok, just because we had concern for something that she made the choice to do, which was child neglect.
Right.
It is hard to believe that a mother who has various family members, as well as a full-time nanny at her disposal, would choose to leave her 4-year-old child alone at night.
I'm so angry right now, but I don't know. So angry.
The little boy's grandmother composes herself and makes her way in to see him. And just as she is about to enter the home, we catch our first glimpse of Marissa, who has just exited the home. Her brief journey out to the end of the driveway can only be described as a walk of shame.
Hi. Hi. What you doing, sweetheart?
Go ahead and follow Sarge.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? Or is it the woman is going to stay on?
You want to hand this off to your phone?
Yes.
He said, he's talking to her mom?
Yeah. Are we good to go on the other end?
What did he say?
Huh?
What did he say?
I thought I already spoke to you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I like the tie-dye Crocs.
Thank you.
I finally got to go to the nighttime car wash.
Him might be arrested,
And I
man.
heard where they were coming from. Don't know that yet, From okay? the bridge, right?
Right.
That's why the detective's out here, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Am I being arrested, ma'am? How is my kid doing? Is he okay? Did my son get hurt? No. Am I being arrested, ma'am?
What was your question?
I was just asking if I was getting arrested, ma'am.
Oh, we don't know yet.
Okay, ma'am.
Sorry.
It's okay, no, it's okay.
I thought you were asking about mom or something. I was
No,
I've been
no.
out here with mom, so I can probably answer.
Just a few awkward moments later, it seems a decision has been made.
You want to say goodnight to your son before you go to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, come on.
Marissa is allowed to say a quick goodbye to her son. Then it's time to resign herself to her fate.
I love you, Auntie. I'm sorry I made a mistake. I love you. Just keep walking straight.
Yeah, good. I'm not going to cuff you in front of where your son might see you.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. Put your hands together like you're crying.
Yes.
Palm to palm. Palm to palm.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay, ma'am.
Is your car open?
Oh, which one?
The Pokemon one?
Yes.
Is it okay if not? Where's your ID?
It's going to be in the right-hand side.
Is it okay if an officer goes in there to get it?
Can my mom get it?
That response did pique my interest, as she didn't want an officer going in her car to grab her ID, which honestly makes me believe that there may have been some sort of substance in her car. Now, obviously, that's purely speculative at that point, or maybe there's some spare clothes in her car because she did a booty call during the night. She doesn't want people to make certain connections on why she actually left her son alone for multiple hours. That response by her just left me with more questions than answers.
So another seat for her? Yes, ma'am.
A statement from Marissa's mother is then taken.
And also present in this interview is going to be Officer Weber.
Okay.
Right.
She bought this house on her own. That boy, so like I said, her nanny also lives in Colorado. Marissa, like, doesn't trust anybody where there's some, but her family, that's it. Nobody takes her son. That's why I'm so shocked that this is, even my sister's like, that is nothing she would choose to do, but apparently she did. I can't believe it. I'm glad he's safe because it's so different here with animals and whatever else is out here, and that's why I was shocked when you guys were telling me why. I'm like, wait a minute, what? He was out by himself and she wasn't here. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, she fought so hard because her ex-husband's she's a good mom, she really is. This was a stupid decision she made, and I can't believe she even made a decision like that. What? And why she did, I don't know. You know, I'm just glad he's safe, and I thank you for that. And
we thank you for being here.
Well, I would never not come. That's my grandson. I just can't believe she did that. This is not her. This is so out of character. I'm in shock right now. My sister, too, she's like, this is like out of character. I said, I don't get it. That's the last thing I thought of. I'm like, what did she do? Was she speeding in her new car? That's all I could think of. But for her to ask me to come here, I was like, what could it be? And to find out he was in the road. He doesn't know this area.
Marissa, Digital Princess, made a decision, a choice, and that choice affected her entire family and everyone involved, including her son. I don't want to hear a single person in the comments of this video say she made a mistake. Marissa made a mistake. No, you made a moral decision, an ethical decision, parental choice to say, this is what I'm going to do. And I know up here, she's done this more than once. This is not like a 1 or 2 time thing. And I know that because her response says it all.
The magnitude of the situation is undeniable. As disturbing as the idea is, things could have ended much differently. The officer returns to Marissa and informs her of the plan they have arrived at.
What's going to happen now is I'm going to take you down to the police station. I'm going to do some paperwork. And then you'll be taken over to Lee County Jail, okay?
Okay.
Just a few days later, Marissa would publicly respond to the news of her arrest in a TikTok video that was taken down almost as quickly as it was posted. She wrote, "Legally, I'm not allowed to say so much regarding it, and I know there's a lot of things that are being posted online that are out of context and are very much untrue, so please do not believe everything you read on the internet." Naturally, her followers had something to say and responded with a plethora of comments, including the following. "Bruh, there's literally a police report. She cannot say the internet is lying. This is bone-chilling to think of as a mother." And, "Ah yes, the out-of-context detailed police report." And indeed, it was a detailed report. From the sounds of it, perhaps Fort Myers Police Department tasked their most talented writer with the assignment of writing up a report.
The narrative, beautiful. It's like Charles Dickens.
Oh, you did it?
No, I'm saying like when she does.
Oh.
It was within a probable cause statement that Marissa's unbelievable claim as to why she'd left her son unattended was revealed. She'd simply run out of laundry detergent. After putting her child to bed, she allegedly made a quick jaunt to a nearby 7-Eleven to replenish her soap supply. However, her failure to produce a receipt for the purchase, combined with a detergent container in the home that was only half full, contributed to the implausibility of her story. In addition, it was her appearance that really didn't support her account. When she arrived home to a swarm of police and concerned bystanders, she was allegedly wearing a black mini dress and appeared to be dressed more for going out. According to the police narrative, her attire wasn't conducive to a late-night run to a convenience store.
Like I said, she went out for a booty call, or because she is a S worker, which no shame in that, okay? I have an OF, I get it. But the difference is you don't leave leave a child unattended. Just period. It doesn't happen. No. Like, this was a thorough police investigation. Guess what? They actually went to the 7-Eleven. They got video footage. She didn't go into the 7-Eleven and was trying to retrieve laundry detergent. Everything about she said was an absolute lie. Yet she wants to get on TikTok, make multiple different videos, and gaslight us and say, that we don't understand the context, that things are out of context, that things are being spread on the internet that aren't true. When in my original video, I posted the entire detailed police report. She should have had charges put on her. And I don't understand how or why charges weren't put on this woman for child neglect.
Oh, you made a decision that wasn't the best.
There was no denying that. After Marissa had been read her Miranda rights, she came clean and admitted that she really hadn't made a quick visit to a 7-Eleven after all. According to the probable cause statement, she'd put her little boy to bed around 9 p.m., then went to go meet with a friend 11 miles from her home. The officer can't help but attempt to try and make some sense of the situation.
Am I understanding this correctly? You have a nanny?
Yeah, for earlier in the daytime, she helps me out with him.
And also, so that you're aware, the Department of Children and Families is also notified of the event.
Yes, correct.
I guess, yeah, that would be our version of Child Protective. Is that stand for Child Protective Services?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so DCF, it's DCF in the state of Florida, Department of Children and Families.
And what does that mean exactly? That it just means that I'll now be checked up on?
They allowed the child to be released into the custody of his grandmother for the time being, so they'll do their follow-up. Again, I don't want to speak to what another agency will do. I don't do their job, and again, I don't ever want to misinform or mislead. So they obviously will be reaching out to you and conducting their own investigation.
You may be wondering if they're really allowed to take the child if there's another immediate relative willing to take the child in. It varies from state to state. In most cases, the child won't be released to a non-custodial parent by the police, and the issue is resolved either by family services or the courts.
So I'm guessing you wouldn't be able to either answer the time if my kid's going to be taken away or not?
That I can't answer. Again, I don't want to speak for another agency.
Maybe the seriousness of it all is beginning to set in for Marissa, and perhaps a hint of remorse, too.
I'm also, I know it doesn't matter anymore, and I apologize for lying to you, and I know that it's really down to why to a police officer, because obviously all lies get caught up and everything like that. And then I should have just called the sheriff and not my anxiety against me. And obviously that does not fix anything, but I apologize for lying to you guys.
My advice to you in that regard would be just don't put yourself in a situation where you find that you need to lie to police officers.
It is exceedingly rare to find an example where it's helpful to speak to police. Other than identifying yourself, there usually isn't a benefit to talking to police. Marissa briefly elaborates on the whole unfortunate event.
And it was the first time of me ever leaving him there, and he always slept through the night, and so I just thought more time be leaving, and I know that's still no excuse.
Marissa, you just admitted to the police that you lied. Then you said, this is the first time I've ever done this. Bullshit. That's why I just mentioned earlier why I don't believe her. No, this is not the first time you've done this. You've done this multiple different times because you just stated that he always sleeps all the way through the night. And if you know that he sleeps all the way through the night, why wouldn't you have a little sense of security of, well, I can go out and do another booty call. I'll be gone a few hours when my kid sleeps alone. No sense of security, with no parental help, with no anything. My God, I get anxiety sometimes just leaving my dog home alone, thinking that somebody's going to come into the yard or backyard or steal my animal. 3-year-old can't do anything. They can't call 911 and ask for help. They can't even verbally full-on communicate to people, to humans, to that they need help. That's what's going on, that they're scared. I just really want to know why these charges were dropped and why she was not prosecuted by the DA for any of this. What possibly could she have said or done, especially when you admit to lying about the situation on what your really alternative motive, what you were doing. It makes me have so little faith in the legal system. As you, if you've seen from my last video, I'm dealing with my own legal issues right now. It's so discouraging and rage-inducing when people aren't held accountable legally and criminally for committing crimes, but also for making these choices that put other people's lives in harm's way.
Kids are also weird. They have like that spidey sense.
They do. They definitely do.
The reflection comes to a halt when they arrive at their first destination.
79.0, 79.0. And can you close the east Sallyport gate?
Approximately 2 hours later, as the time is nearing 3 a.m., the officer and Marissa depart for their last destination.
Now you're going to go down to the jail. But you should be able to go right in because I have all your paperwork done.
And paperwork, you said that determines.
So right now it's showing me you have a bond, but that's still going to be a question you're going to want to ask the deputy.
Marissa was booked into the Lee County Jail, then released without bail around 12 hours later. At the time of her arrest, she was initially charged with child neglect. However, roughly 6 weeks after the incident, on October 4th of 2021, Lee County dropped the charges against her. It's impossible to say why the charges were dropped without additional documentation. The alleged crime of child neglect seems to have had its elements met. However, there may have been post-arrest negotiations with the DA that led them to drop the charges.
I cannot begin to imagine a 3 or 4-year-old experiencing panic. I don't know if you know this, but they can. They experience loss and grief and emotions. You want to know why the kid walked out of the house and left the door open into the street? It's because the kid was panicking. Maybe the kid had a bad dream, walked in the room, no mom's there. Walked downstairs, no mom there. Went in the bathroom, no mom there. Probably opened every single door and every single closet door in the entire goddamn house, and yet nobody was there. The natural thing for a kid to do is wander out in the house. Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Where's daddy? Where's mommy? You know, like, that's what happens. As that kid is saying, where's mommy, where's mommy, the child is having more panic, more fear, and the process of, guess what, Marissa? Abandonment starts. You're a TikTok celebrity, right? Influencer. You work from home. That's how it works. You have a flexible schedule. You have a nanny which works with you during the day. If anything, this son should be given over to the grandmother. And the reason I say that the grandmother is because the grandmother said earlier in the police body cam footage that she doesn't want her grandson to see how upset he is. That just shows the grandmother who she is as a person, and that her daughter is a failure and a humiliation of what she raised. What solidifies this even more, that she's not a remorseful person for doing this to her kid, is the fact that there's no tears. There's no nothing. There's no remorse at all. There's no apologetic. And quite frankly, I think these officers were too compassionate towards her. And you know what makes this situation even worse? If you've managed to watch this video all the way through, thank you. But the kid has autism. The kid has special needs. Okay? So you're stacking these layers on top of each other for a severe psychological effect and damage on a kid that she doesn't give a fuck about, doesn't give a shit. She was facing felony child neglect charges, and they were dropped by the DA. After seeing this video footage, I just can't believe that she would downplay the situation as much as she did on social media from all these TikToks and stuff that she made that are on my other video. If you want to actually go and watch my other video, it's linked at the end of this video. It will pop up. But when I covered this, I responded to every little clip that she did and included the police report, the detailed police report on why none of this made sense. And now that we have the police body cam footage solidifying everything, that guess what? Sure, you shouldn't believe everything you see or read on the internet, but the internet wasn't wrong. Guess what, Marissa? You can't deny everything now. It's out there for the world to see and consume and see what a terrible person that you really are. And finally, I'd like to end this video on one sentence, okay? 2 random strangers had more care and an investment in your child's life on the street. Those 2 good Samaritans. 2 random strangers stepped up to the plate where you couldn't, where you didn't want to. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video all the way through, and don't forget to click the link in the description box to Scentbird, our brand new sponsor of the channel today. Support the channel, click the link.